When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish,
the podcast that really wants to drill into your head and call it ear blasting.
Ooh. Wait, I think if you can nose blast, you can probably ear blast the same.
I think one implies the other for
thing
sure.
That you're being blasted by.
Oh, you think because it's all the same canal?
Just like orifice width wise, it seems similar. Like similar things could get stuck in either place.
Everyone try sticking a pencil up your nose just for fun. See how far it can go.
Great. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
And we're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And hey, Kyle.
Hey, Mike.
It's our 450th episode.
We are not 450 years old. I was about to say that.
Sure,
and that's
feels
not how
like
it. And if you are here live, thank you for joining. If you're hearing this on the regular day this episode came out, you either are not a Patreon member or you weren't cool enough to join for our Patreon happy hour where we're recording this over Zoom.
Yep. Either way, you missed a party. And oh my God, I've got my Salesforce shirt on. My tits have corporate logo on them. I've got
my own shirt on. So
see, that was the play. Should have done that. Should have done that. It's our 450th episode, Kyle. Do we want to reminisce now? Do we want to reminisce later?
Yeah, we can reminisce now. What's the best part about being with me all the time?
Well, I mean, it's giving me something to do once a week.
You're supposed to talk about how my glowing personality gets you through your toughest of times. Yeah. How my strength gives you strength.
It got me through a very tough time that I'll probably talk about because I think I'm ready to talk about it on Friday. And then we got fucked up, or at least I got fucked up on Friday night. I don't know about you.
I went home and remembered walking home, so I wasn't too.
What's that like? Okay. So yeah, we're going to do our 450th episode, and per tradition, every 50th episode, every 50 episodes, we do a Q&A session. We've got a bunch of Qs here that we're going to A them that people have sent in. We're going to take some from our Patreon people on Zoom, which they're just beautiful, beautiful people. And if we run out of questions, we'll ask ChatGPT for some, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So keep the questions coming so we don't have to resort to AI.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're single-handedly killing the ocean. Those poor dolphins. And now the news.
Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News. News
the first. So the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, which apparently that's a thing, struck down St. Lucia's colonial-era laws criminalizing same-sex relations. So they've declared that sections 132 and 133 of the Criminal Code were unconstitutional violations of fundamental human rights, including privacy, freedom of expression, and protection from discrimination. So St. Lucia becomes the fifth Eastern Caribbean nation to decriminalize homosexuality, joining Antigua and Barbados, Dominica, and St. Kitts and Nevis. Anyway, so that leaves Jamaica, Grenada, Guyana, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago to get their shit together. Basically, there's more butt sex now in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie than there was before.
And there was a lot going on before. Yeah. You just know the way Johnny Depp was dressed that some shenanigans were happening.
Well, Johnny Depp's probably why they criminalized it in the first place. Mm-hmm. Just there was too much.
Hot.
It was too hot to handle.
Yeah.
Too cold to hold. They're called the Ghostbusters, and they're in control. Nobody's in control of this broadcast, Kyle.
Derek isn't here with us tonight, so no one is keeping a handle on the things and keeping us on track.
Yeah. Indeed. So Kyle.
So Mike.
We should.
That's great. That's exciting.
It is less. There needs to be a positive story
Yes. Is this the positive story?
This is the positive story.
Okay, so feel good now because you're probably not going to feel good the next two stories.
Yeah. Everyone should feel bad today. Yeah, I don't know, man. We're legalizing butt sex. That's the best I could do.
Things are moving in the right direction sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
not every time and everywhere, but at least sometimes in some places.
And I think it means when we get back from the Mexican Riviera in 2027, we should do a Caribbean cruise after that one. If we want.
Let's start with one and see how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of socializing for a person that has a rough time with social anxiety. So,
okay, that's true. That's true.
We'll see.
Okay, news the second.
Yeah.
So Boston Children's Hospital has issued a public commitment to continue providing gender-affirming care for trans youth, despite dickbag fuckface assholes government pressuring them and having threats of, quote, dire consequences, because everything's so dramatic with that guy. He's so dramatic. From the Department of Justice and Health and Human Services, the hospital emphasized that, quote, all children deserve the opportunity to live, grow, and thrive with love and support, and stated their belief in evidence-based gender-affirming care. There are several other major hospitals that have recently stopped providing trans care, including Children's National Hospital in D.C., which said it would stop prescribing gender-affirming medications by the end of August. But Boston Children's Hospital is like, fuck you, we're doing it anyway, which I don't know how I feel about it, but mostly good, I guess.
Wait, why are you mixed? That should be very good.
It is very good in that, like, obviously trans care needs to be a thing, and like, let's let the doctor, like, I'm
the medically recommended care that all major medical organizations agree is the right path is gender affirming healthcare for trans people.
Yeah. It's just that I'm a rule follower and find it difficult to endorse, like, not following the rules, just in general. It has nothing to do with trans kids at all. It's just like, you know, I don't like that rule. I'm not going to follow it. And here's a public declaration of that. That's the way I'm wired. That's the thing. That's not, you know.
I mean, you like the other option results in increased suicide for trans kids. So like following the rule has pretty dire consequences.
Yeah,
so
I get that. I get that. It's not strong enough to override my excitement for like sticking it to the man or whatever. And obviously, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Speaking of sticking it to the man, I'll tell you about my weekend later.
Great. Excellent. Is that boy at your house still?
No.
Again? It's like 2 episodes in a row. You had some dude in your bed.
There were a couple of, did we say that on mic or is this the first
I forget.
that we're saying?
Sorry.
The past couple episodes we recorded, there was a boy in my bed while we were recording.
So because he's wearing headphones, Derek and I pelted him with all kinds of questions.
Yes or no questions that I could. He's not in my bed right now, so I can talk about it. It was like, is he cute? Yes. Like, yeah.
Are you in danger? Blink twice if you need me to come over there. And anyway, okay. News the last.
Yeah.
A coalition of 16 states and the District of Columbia filed a federal lawsuit against the dickbag fuckface asshole administration, arguing it is conducting an, quote, unconstitutional pressure campaign to stop doctors and hospitals from providing gender-affirming care to trans youth. The lawsuit alleges the administration is using federal agencies to issue subpoenas, threaten criminal prosecution, launch investigations, and demand private patient data to intimidate healthcare providers. Several prominent children's hospitals, like I just said, have recently closed their trans care programs due to this federal pressure, but these 16 states and the District of Columbia are doing what they can to fight it. This is the like opposite of the like be a rule follower, but stick it to the man by being loud and obnoxious and signing coalitions or whatever.
Yeah, I think we need both. I think like not following bad, dumb rules that'll kill kids is very helpful, and going the legal route of filing a lawsuit. Like we need both things to happen. Yeah. We need social pressure. We need to attack from all angles.
Yep. You know what else we need?
What's that?
More butt sex in the Caribbean.
It sounds like we got that.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're on our way. Did you do 3 positive news stories in a row?
I guess I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
This hasn't happened since, like, I don't know, for the past 50 episodes. It feels like it's all been 3 bad news stories in a row.
Well, okay. News story number 2 and news story number 3 were arguably 2 sides of the same coin. So I wouldn't.
Don't take this away from us. Don't. Okay. No, give yourself all the credit. 3 good news stories.
You're right, Kyle. It was amazing.
Yep.
I deserve an award.
Best news broadcast on a podcast that isn't about the news.
Speaking of which, everybody, we're up for the podcast awards, and the slate was announced today. And yes, we are on it. So please vote for us. If you get the thing that they're like, we care about your opinion, you should give it to them.
Yeah, but that time to have done that is already passed, so you can't do anything about it now unless you already marked yourself off as wanting to be a listener.
Yeah, they might send you a ballot though. They anyway, whatever. That's the news, Kyle.
Speaking of good news stories, I want to thank the new Patreon member that I have on my list, and that is Mr. Ed.
Like the horse.
I'm
cock.
If you ever don't know where your sentence is ending, just add the word cock. And that makes it see what kind of fun you can have. Yeah. So thank you to Mr. Ed. Thank you to all our Patreon members, all those, especially those that are here joining us today. If you want to get ad-free episodes a day early, if you want to get bonus content, if you want to use Mike's hole, usually you yell out, use my hole.
Use my hole.
So I paused, giving you that opportunity.
I know. I love making awkward things happen in front of people.
Great. Then join us at patreon.com/gayish podcast.
Do it.
Do you want to answer some questions, Mike?
Let's answer some questions, Kyle. So we got questions sent to us over email.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did we get any over text message or voicemail? Derek was collating them from a lot of places, I think.
I sure don't know.
They're not all winners, but we're going to do our best.
Well, you don't have to be mean right to their faces.
Well, I didn't say which ones.
That's true.
Yeah, we are we're going to take questions from the Patreon Zoom happy hour here as well. If you have a burning question, Patreon Zoom happy hour folks, what symbol should we have them use, Kyle?
They should raise their hands.
Well, raise your hand. Okay, that's fine. Raise your hand.
I think that's what raise your hand function in Zoom was born for this very moment.
I don't know. I never know. Yeah.
You never know what.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay. I want to start out with this question from David Phillips. Okay. Mike, how is your 10-inch quest going?
Well, he's maybe he's out there, but he hasn't come my direction.
Yeah. Have you gotten any entries recently?
Not well, submissions.
Mm-hmm. Any suggestions? Any referrals?
I submitted. No real referrals lately. So the thing is, they've kind of died off. Like I talked about it in the book briefly, but I haven't really mentioned it on the show that much. I think the last time that I really went into it in depth, I made myself laugh with the depth joke.
Great.
Was at the live show in Chicago in 2023, where that guy wrote in about how he thought it was just a ploy for me to play with giant dicks. Duh. Whenever I bring it up on the show, then there's sometimes a flurry of activity in the dick department, but no, not lately.
Okay, so this is the opportunity for you to talk about it so that you get another influx of big dick suggestions.
Yeah, I don't think 10-inch dicks exist. If you would like to prove me wrong, feel free to try. I encourage you to try. Also, there is a coffee table book / calendar called Red Hot XXL that was on Kickstarter. I think that they finished just a couple of days ago. And there is a listener / friend of my bedroom that is one of the people in the calendar.
Wow.
So that's a claim to fame.
You've hooked up with one of the red hot XXL guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. He is the dude that I quote in the book with, like, he legit said, it's not 10 inches, but ... Like, you know.
I don't remember that. I didn't read our book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wrote it, so I read that part. So I guess that's true. There could be parts that you've not experienced at all in your brain hole.
No, I'm sure I've read everything you wrote. I just completely forget it because I have that kind of memory. Do you have a question?
Book, everybody. That's the thing that happened since the last 50th episode.
That's true. And we've said it every episode since it's come out, so I don't think there's any shortage of us reminding people.
Yeah.
What question do you want to ask from the list?
Okay. So this one is from Darren Green. When did you decide to identify as a bottom? What was the process of discovery like?
I'm assuming that's for me because you don't identify as a bottom.
Well, do either of us really? Like, we joke about you being a bottom, but like, answer the question, Kyle.
I think it's been, so I've had this kind of process. If we like reflect on the bigger, like since the podcast has started, I've had this process of my butthole stopped working and I had to get a butthole enlargement surgery. And since then I've been able to bottom more and more comfortably. That was not the intention of the surgery was to help with a persistent fissure. That's no fun to hear about when we're talking about sexy times, but that's just a true thing. And a side benefit of that was I was able to more easily bottom. And that became my preference. I'm not a good top. I top every now and then, like not enough to call myself a verse bottom, but just enough that I could if I really wanted to. And I'm not great at it. And it's not my like desired state. It's not my like target, like what I enjoy about sex. What I enjoy about sex is like you telling me what to do and where to go and being more assertive. And I guess, you know, there are power bottoms, but that's just not my like dynamic. I'm more quiet and reserved. And yeah. So I think it's just been in the past few years that I've like, as I've come into my own, my sexuality, and especially recently as I've been hooking up a whole bunch, it's like, I might as well just put bottom on my profile because that's just most of the time what I'm after when I'm looking for sex.
Yeah. Do you find that that changes who responds to you? Like, have you ever put anything other than bottom as a indicator on a profile?
Since Sniffies has existed, since I've been on Sniffies, I think I might have put verse bottom initially and then realized like I am never looking for that and just kind of changed it since then. So like since Sniffies has been around, no, I've pretty much, and I got banned from Grindr. So that's been like, it's only been recently that I got back on Grindr. And so since then, yeah, I've just been pretty upfront about like, I'm probably not going to top you. Sorry.
I love your redemption arc on Grindr.
I'm back with a vengeance. And boy, am I taking advantage of being back on Grindr. Yeah. It's been enjoyable.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Did it change while you were gone? Did it get better while you were gone?
No, it got worse. There's so many ads. They're like, everything is an ad. Like everything is like, you can see the top 10 profiles and then all the rest are like, you have to pay to see the profiles. Or like, if you want to filter your inbox to see just people that are currently online, you have to pay to see all the other people. It's like everything is a paid like gated content, and you have to pay to see it. And the cost is so much more, I feel like, than it used to be. It's like, I feel like you maybe like $10 a month or something. And now it's like $10 a week, or it's wild. You can spend a lot on Grindr. Do you have a paid Grindr account, Mike?
I do. I used to pay for Grindr and Scruff, and then I found it difficult to justify both, especially in the midst of new relationship energy. But so I canceled Scruff, but I'm still on Grinder, and mostly because I find that it is more friendly for traveling.
Yeah, it just seems like more people are there.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
in
is
more places as well. Like Scruff is kind of like regionally in inconsistent.
Yeah. Can I ask a sex question?
Yeah. Okay. Great.
I don't know if this was intended to be a question for our 450th, but it had a question at the end of it, so I asked that Derek put this on the list. This is from Anthony. Anthony says, I recently had hookup with a guy and he wanted to come in me and also piss inside me. And of course I tried it. And after I don't know, I felt some kind of way. I did enjoy it, but it was just weird. He was a daddy and I would do it again. I'm just feeling like I rushed into it. I guess now I feel dirt, which maybe that's supposed to be dirty. I feel dirt. Whoa, if you meant dirt, that you feel dirt, that's an extreme reaction. I guess now I feel dirt. LOL. Have you guys ever did anything that made you feel different the next day, and how did you get over it? Mike, let's start with you.
So okay, great. So I think that there are maybe some things that happen that seem like a good idea at the time. And then later you're like, I don't know if I actually liked that or not. And I think that that's a perfectly natural part of like sexual exploration and finding out what you like and what you don't. So it's I felt some kind of way. Is that like kid speak for something that I don't understand? Like, is that?
I don't know. I'm not the right person to ask. I'm almost 40.
Well, okay. Well, so I did enjoy it, but it was just weird. I don't know. I felt some kind of way. I think that like I would need to know more about like what that feeling is, because if that feeling is regret, that's not great. Maybe do some thinking about like, how did you end up in that situation doing something that you ended up regretting?
But he said specifically, I would do it again. I did enjoy it. It was weird. I would do it again.
Just feeling like I rushed into it. That's interesting.
Yeah. Pee into me slowly. I don't know how you slowed down that part.
Yeah, that's true.
Seeing you all's reaction is kind of throwing me off, the fact that I can see. So even when we do our live shows, usually it's like the light.
There's lights. Yeah.
And I can't really see people's faces, but here on Zoom, I can see everyone's reaction to the phrase pee into me slowly. So that was fun. That was a fun moment for me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you did it and you liked it and you feel weird that you think it was a dirty thing and are judging yourself for doing something that you actually liked. And I think that's the like thing you got to work. If you enjoyed it and would do it again and had fun, then those are all the signs that like all that is good stuff. And I'm glad you did it. And don't feel bad. And you have to maybe learn how to like break that kind of feeling of dirtiness that you did something that was more taboo or more risque or whatever.
Yeah. TB in the chat says, "Don't kink shame yourself." LOL. And I will say something similar to that I think is slightly different, which is just sometimes what you're feeling is not shame, but the feeling that other people would think you should feel shame. So you have a feeling about like it's either like projected or referred shame, or you might feel some way about an absence of shame when some part of you thinks there should be some.
Yeah.
And especially with like kink, I think that's totally an area that those kinds of feelings could pop up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And it's maybe like, I think thinking through it when you're not horny to be like, because when you're horny, I don't know. To me, I feel like you may be more likely to do stuff that you maybe wouldn't do, or I don't know. I think it's helpful to reflect on how you feel like when you have a little bit of distance from it and you're not like turned on in that moment. Like, are you still into it? Do you like do you like it? Do you want to do it? And that may help. If you still are into it regardless, then that helps guide you to like, yeah, keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's also a question there that was for us, like not for us to give that person advice or our hot take about what he was saying, but rather, have you guys ever, right?
Have you ever done anything that you judged yourself for later?
Every day.
I think maybe sex wise.
Oh.
If you're doing hot sex stuff every day, that's pretty good for you.
I mean, yeah, like when I was going through the very like complicated coming out process and leaving my now ex-wife, I definitely like did some stuff with some dudes, and then I felt really shady and or gross the next day because like letter of the law, I was a cheating cheater, and you know, it was very easy for me to have feelings about that. But I don't think that was actually about like the sex so much, but it kind of was. I don't know. But every gay experience that I had before I came out of the closet for sure fits.
I think it's thinking about you just like made me start thinking about like my very first kind of early sexual experiences, like which back in the day, a lot of that was on Craigslist. And boy, a lot of times there are some hot things that happened on Craigslist and some things on Craigslist that I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have done that thing with that random dude on Craigslist.
Yeah.
So I think Craigslist was real hit or miss and spurred some maybe questionable decisions that I made on my part as a like teenager or early 20s, you know, person making sexual decisions as like an adult would.
I mean, you're lucky you have both your kidneys still. Like
the fact that I'm alive is a miracle for so many reasons. For sure.
Okay, did we do that one?
I think so. I feel great about it.
Okay, great. Excellent. I'm happy that we got that. Let's dig it. Is Chase here? He's sometimes here at our happy hours. Apparently not this time. Our favorite mathematician. He wrote in and says, as Mike has said many a time, like what you're into, don't like what you're not into, but don't announce it like you're at the fucking airport. I'm curious if that applies to just about everything. I know you agree no fats, no femmes, no Asians is a shitty thing to say, but are there some things you think you can say? In particular, I'm curious about age. I see sometimes no one under 40, no one under 30, or be within 10 years of my age. I'm kind of torn here. I personally think adults should be open to adults of all ages, but I also think many people would disagree. I'd love to hear you all talk about it. Also, it seems clear that some restrictions are accepted. For example, it seems fine that someone can restrict their search to a certain gender. But where is the line if there is one?
I have a personal pet peeve against people that say be close to my age. Because is that 3 years within your age?
What does close mean?
10? How close but I see what you're saying about like when you get what Chase is saying about when you get too specific, then it's like you're excluding lots of people that like no one over 40. Oh, so 41, you think that 41 is too old? Like what is it about the 39-year-old that's not old? That's totally fine. But the 40-year-old is now off. You gotta, so I don't know. I get annoyed by both things. And so I don't know how to answer this.
Yeah. Yeah. So as somebody who's like in like undeniably daddy age, I see this shit online all the time, and I would put it in the same category. Like, don't announce it like you're at the fucking airport. And if you're having like seeing 41 next to somebody's name makes your boner go away, you should maybe think about why is that true? Because whether you are into somebody or not should be independent of a number that is an aspect of them, unless you're a size queen, which that I will defend till the day I die. No, but like you really should do some thinking about that. It's the same thing with like be older or be younger. That's another similarly vague, like be clearer, please. or just don't say it at all. Like you don't have to respond. Like if you're not into somebody, just don't respond. And
I feel like it's probably just the like super hot guys that have to put all these things in their profiles because they are actually getting hit on by a bunch of guys and they need to filter it down. But like, unless you're extremely, extremely attractive, getting hit on by all these people, are you really getting hit on by so many 40 plus people that it's so difficult to manage that you need to like put it in your profile? Like,
right.
I don't know that that's really happening.
Totally agree. And Jake Rostano in the chat says, like for me, I'm not into women. So when women, usually trans, either tap me or I lost it. God damn it. Stop talking. I need to read this.
Either tap me or show up in my feeds.
Yeah.
I hide them. Is that okay or is that an issue?
No, I think that's the proper response. Like you don't need to put anything in your profile about it. Somebody, regardless of who they are, taps you or it shows up on their feed, like hide them. That's perfect. That's great.
Yeah. I think that like clears it out for both people. Like neither one of you now have the other person. Like I don't want to be on someone's feed, like taking up space if they're not into me. I don't want that option to look like it's open if you're absolutely not into me and no way will. But it's rare for me. Yeah, I do the same thing. So I agree that I think it's fine to like hide people and block people that you're just not into.
Do you remember that time that I was advocating blocking people as a way to manage your grid, and then a listener wrote in and said that I should not have given that advice because they ran out of blocks?
On Sniffies, it keeps every time I block someone, it's like you're approaching your block limit. So yeah, I have to block only like with if I block you on Sniffies, it's you really deserve that block because I have such a limited amount.
Yeah. Can you unblock people so you get more blocks back? Can you like
if you don't pay for it, which I do not, then you can, if you unblock, you have to unblock everyone. You cannot just go through and unblock certain people. So you can unblock every single person, but then that's like 400 people that I would unblock. And like all of a sudden my map would be crazy again, filled with people I'm not into, people that I blocked for specific reasons, people that I intentionally didn't want to see, people that were, going too hard and kept messaging me when I didn't want it or rejected them or insulted me or, like you'd get all those people back.
I mean, maybe you should just like once a year do a reverse spring cleaning and, unblock everyone and just like, take another look, take another spin.
I don't know that that's good advice. I don't think that's good advice.
Okay. If blocks are like a currency that you are then incentivized to spend in an efficient way or an economical way, how many people have you blocked and then they moved away because Seattle is awful for them and you could be getting more free blocks back?
But I don't want to unblock 400 people. That's too many people to get back on my grid and have to go through the process again. Like even if half those people moved away, to add 200 people that I didn't want back to my potentials is too much.
Okay. All right.
I want to ask a question that's specifically for you, Mike.
Oh God. Okay.
Because you asked one that was for me. Tomorrow you find out Kyle is rocking a 13-inch cock. How would your feelings or relationships, how do you know I'm not? How would your feelings or relationship change? Would you look at him differently? Also, how would you be paying that $1,000?
Okay. Let's start with the last part. I will be paying you in nickels. Just on principle. Would I look at you differently? Probably. That just
like
seems...
what? Like with longing, with a new longing in your eyes that you didn't have before?
Well, okay. Well,
with a new sense of desire.
That's like, okay, Kyle. I feel like we're having a moment in our relationship now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where like you're trying to make me uncomfortable, and I appreciate
How's it going? How's that working?
It's working well.
Great.
You're doing a fantastic job. I appreciate everything about you in this moment.
Yeah.
Would I look at you differently? I think so. Yes. And it would be like, that's not a thing that I thought was going to be true. Like, I don't know.
I don't give off 13-inch dick energy.
No, you don't. And
Don't
in fact,
shake your head in the Zoom call. Don't agree with him so instantly.
I would, and then of course they don't exist that big. So I would like, there's no such thing as 13-inch dick energy. Yeah.
There'd be a little bit of sadness, like that's big enough that it'd like limit you. Like you'd have pain and challenges that other people don't. And I think there'd be like both like desire and like sadness.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd be a novelty. You'd be a like a, a one and done kind of a situation, maybe. Like
I would happily be more one and done for more people. I wish. I wish I was a novelty enough that more people would be like, I'd do him once.
Well, and if a 13-inch dick was real, and it's absolutely not, but if it was, being attached to a bottom would be perfect. Right? Like,
can you imagine just like,
yeah, like an elephant trunk flopping around.
It's just all over.
It'd be amazing.
It'd be like Snuffleupagus.
Oh, Snuffy.
Oh, it's your turn to ask a question.
Well, okay. Kyle, you wake up tomorrow. This is from Anthony Stafford. Kyle, you wake up tomorrow with $30 million in your bank account because our book did so well.
Sure.
The money is legally yours. What are you dedicating your time to, or how will you stay busy?
First, I don't think I'd quit my job first thing. I think I would eventually, but I don't think that'd be the first thing I do. I think I'd figure out how to invest it so I can start making income off the interest so that I figure out how much I have to live on every month. I think my first things would be all the practical things of like, where do I invest this? What kind of interest do I make? How much is that? Is that something I can live off of for the rest of my life? And that kind of like practicality. Then I think I start to figure out like, okay, if you take out what I need to live, how much then can I start to donate to different charities? And do I need to like hire help to find charities? Do I start my own nonprofit to donate, or the existing nonprofits that I could find? I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the chat. Someone said Reynolds gets a gold collar. Oh, Chris said that. Good call, Chris. Sorry. All of this is second thing I do after Reynolds gets a gold collar. And then I feel like I might keep my job. My job isn't that hard. So I would, cause like, what am I going to play my farming app all day? I don't know. I don't know that I need that much time on my farming app. So I don't know if I might keep my job and just like keep doing stuff to like have a place to go and have a thing to do and feel like I'm being some kind of productive. I think I maybe like might spend more time than like writing or doing like fun creative, maybe like making more podcasts that I want to make, or I don't know. I think I'd have to figure out like maybe taking more writing classes is what I would do in the immediate short term, because I need to like find a way to get back into writing.
Yeah. Okay. So a potentially uncomfortable question, but here we are. Do you think that your behavior would be different than the time that you were unemployed?
Yeah, I would be far less anxious. I lived with a burden of like a heavy weight of anxiety every single day was when I was unemployed that like really like took a toll on my mental health. And I tried to like go out and do stuff and still hang out with people and be sociable. But like the entire time in the back of my head, I was like, am I going to be able to like afford my groceries next
Mhm.
month.
Yeah.
It wasn't that extreme. It was, but I was worried about it every minute of every day. So I think having that time off, then I might be able to, and knowing it's more long term, then I think I might be able to like, okay, I need to invest my time into more constructive things. Cause like before I didn't know if like I could get a job and all of a sudden within 2 weeks start. Whereas if I had all this money, it might be, that for the rest of my life, I don't have to work. So now I need to figure out some long-term things to like set up. And I've just decided it's a lot of writing classes is what I do. Maybe take some film classes.
Great. Okay.
What would you do? I know this question was for me, but what would you do?
If you had $30 million,
Yes. Be nicer to me.
yeah, I would be slightly nicer to you, and demand that you also bankroll my life. If all you can get is 4% interest, you're not very good at investing money, and that would be $1.2 million a year. Like you'd be fine.
Yeah.
You'd be fine. What would I do?
Yeah.
I like triplets. I
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Because you skipped right past the twins and you were like, that's for millionaires, not multimillionaires.
Right. Yeah, I'd buy mom a new house, and I don't know, whoever else needs a new house, you can have one too, I guess. I would for sure quit my job. I don't know why that's even like. It's not because I don't love my job, but like, I don't need to work. Fuck that.
Your job like takes up a lot of time and is stressful.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You're right about that, Kyle. Yeah. I would love to focus on Gayish more, like do more things. Like we're just kind of like reached this, like it is what it is, I think. And other like projects, we've had ideas and we've had things that we wanted to do, just like haven't had the time, bandwidth, whatever. The spoons. And I think you can buy a lot of fucking spoons for $30 million,
This is a great lead into Josh's question. If you made a podcast that was not about gay stereotypes, what would it be?
So, great. I mean, Have a Nice Gay was great. We did that for a while. That was a daily gay podcast, and that was an idea not about gay stereotypes that we did for a while. Shakespeare, that just came up in the chat. That's a radio drama version of a gender bent, queer in some way Shakespeare play. We adapted Romeo and Juliet to be Romeo and Julienne, and we went to casting and hired actors to do it. We even had our first 2 recording sessions, and that was March of 2020. And we all know what happened then. So yeah, we have had some other ideas that are in various places in the development process that I don't know if I want to talk about them or not. I don't know what you think, Kyle. We haven't really talked about how public to be with our other ideas. I would love to do a gayish board game or video game or both. That's not a podcast, so I'm not answering the question. And I've always wanted to do a podcast that was a game show. I think a game show would be really, really fun. It's just hard to like figure out. Think like Wait, Don't Tell Me or Just a Minute if you like BBC, the UK version of. I don't mean Big Black. Anyway, okay, stop talking, Mike. That's where I'm at. I think. You, Kyle, what do you think?
I listen to my podcasts that I listen to are mostly like D&D and actual play related podcasts. So I think if I think if we combine this question with like, if I had millions of dollars and could do anything I want, then being able to do an actual play podcast and not give a shit how popular it is or how, like, if it could like pay any month of the bills, like just being able to do it for fun and release it would be a lot of fun. That's almost, I think all but one of my podcasts that I listen to are actual play, and they play various game systems. So I'm like, I think D&D just happens to be the most popular game system. So that ends up being the most popular kind of actual play podcast. But I'd be open to a variety of gaming systems, but yeah, some kind of actual play. That would be fun. We need to find someone to DM, and lead the charge. But because I would love to be like a character on that podcast.
Hey, welcome.
That was later when people are listening to this. That came from nowhere.
Sorry.
That was just nothing.
Sorry. I'm. Yeah.
You're replying to the chat.
Sorry. It's an audio medium. You're welcome, everyone.
Oh boy, we've been doing this 450 episodes worth.
To the Patreon folks who are here and in the Zoom, again, if you are interested in asking a question, we will let you unmute and ask it. Just use the raise your hand function. Okay. Kyle.
Yeah, Mike.
Sebi asked, who's someone you ghosted or left behind who didn't deserve it?
I'm always so perfect in my human interactions that
in every way.
You know what? My college roommate, I don't think I've told people this. I did not go to his wedding, most because I had anxiety and also because I was using meth. So I had my flight booked and used like the night before, and that got in the way of me actually, that plus my anxiety of seeing people that I didn't know or that I hadn't seen in a while, prevented myself by doing that. Didn't go to his wedding. And since then we haven't stayed in touch like I think we should. We talked once on the phone and I felt good about it was like, since the wedding, I feel like haven't been in his life. And I felt like that was my fault, because I feel like we could have kind of like kept our relationship going had I been at that wedding. So I feel really guilty about that one and feel like I kind of left him, ghosted him for his wedding.
Yes, the roommate you were having sex with, or a later roommate?
Oh, a different roommate, not the roommate I was having sex with. That one I feel really good about ghosting. he was pretty shitty to me. So no, but we didn't. No one ghosted anyone there. We just drifted apart. No, a different roommate.
I mean, that's a good reason not to go to a wedding, especially a straight wedding,
because you fucked them. Yeah, for sure. What about you, Mike?
The person that I was dating before I dated my current boyfriend was not a ghosting situation, but ghosting adjacent. And I feel bad about that. He was a good person. A lot of fun to be with. Doesn't deserve that.
What do you mean you ghosting adjacent? What does that mean?
I mean, like, I think if I were him, from his perspective, things were moving along, and then there was like one conversation where I was like, this isn't working for me, and it was over. And I think that we had reached the phase where like maybe more than one conversation was warranted. I'm sure that he felt totally like a lack of closure there.
That's not ghosting.
Okay.
When you say this isn't working, when you have the breakup conversation, that's the opposite of ghosting.
Okay.
So you can forgive yourself for this because you said, I don't want to date you. You did the thing that you're supposed to do, which is have the conversation with the person.
All right. Once again, you're right, Kyle.
I did it.
Yeah. Hooray. Good work. Oh, God.
From the chat,
okay.
I'll ask this question. If you knew more about a particular kink and no surface aversions or icks about it, which would you be most curious to try?
This is okay. I don't know. Okay.
What?
Well, no, but like this is you're gonna full body eye roll, Kyle.
Oh, okay. I can't wait.
How kinky do we have to go for it to count for the purposes of this question? Because like there's lots of shit that I've not done, am interested in, that is like pretty vanilla.
Say it. What is it?
Like getting tied up. I've never been tied up before.
Ooh.
I would like that.
That's not an eye roll. That's a good one. I think that's a great answer.
Okay.
Get tied up. Ask your boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, I know he's down.
Oh.
Yeah. How about you though? How about you?
I feel like I've done, you know what I would be interested in doing not high is a gangbang. I feel like I've only done that when I've been high. And so I'm like nervous to see if I would actually like that when I'm like not using meth. And I'm not sure if that's just like a fantasy that I have, like that should stay in the porn realm, or if that's an actual one. So like, I'm not sure. I haven't been clear on that myself. And like the work that goes into, we talked about this on the gangbangs episode, the work that goes into setting up a gangbang. It's like, you almost have to find a gangbang coordinator to help orchestrate for you so you can focus on just the getting gangbang. So, you know,
that's the past tense. Yes.
That's the past tense. Yeah. Gangbang.
Also, Kyle, that's what you would do if you had $30 million. You could just moonlight as a gangbang coordinator.
Should I do that even without $30 million?
Like, is that just...
I would be a great gangbang coordinator. I have had someone be like, here's my phone, find people on Sniffies for me. I've done that before.
Okay. It successfully? Like, do you stand by your choices for this person?
Yeah, he wasn't that picky.
Okay, great.
So that made it pretty easy.
Yeah. You, like, that would be part of the advertising for your service, like indiscriminate sluts only, and then
yes, which that's pretty hot.
Okay, we have a Zoom question. Paul, go ahead.
How can we unmute them? This is the question that I have. Do we know how to do this?
I asked to unmute. Yeah.
Check 1, 2. How's the audio?
Great.
We can hear you.
Great. So just for future reference, a box came up saying the host would like you to unmute yourself. I didn't expect that, but that's how it works.
Okay, good. Okay,
good to
know.
Question. 450 episodes, correct? Is that am I? Okay. When did you begin? When was episode 1? Approximately.
It was April 3rd, 2017.
Okay. So
approximately.
when you began, let's be cliche, when you began the journey and you started moving forward, you're trucking down the road, it's evolving, it's changing, you're changing, everything's changing. And you worked in a certain, I guess, social political climate. But now down the road, things have certainly changed. Can you think of, can you talk about what it feels like doing it now? What it feels like thinking and planning and just putting your head in it, and now compared to then? Because it wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme, but things have changed.
Yeah. It's a good question, Kyle. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing that has changed about the thinking and planning process for me is I feel like we've gotten through all of my insecurities and things that I originally wasn't going to talk about. It was like episode 7 that we talked about depression. That was like an insecurity. And we've come all the way to episode 400 and something where I talked about using meth. So I feel like we've gotten through all of the things that I was insecure and ashamed to talk about. And so before, it was far more what's going to come up, like self kind of judgment or fear of what I say is going to be the wrong thing, or nervousness that I would reveal too much of myself. And I feel like these days it's far more I can be authentic because I've kind of revealed everything that there is to reveal. You all know it all. So I have far less fears about saying what I think, because I feel like people at this point, I think that's comes along with time as well, is like listeners kind of understand me and who I am and where I'm coming from. So there's like, you know, in our initial episodes, we didn't have the benefit of any kind of context of who we were, what we felt, what we thought, what our beliefs were, what our mental health problems or, you know, all of that. And these days we have like all that background and context that people understand when listening to us. So I feel like that's been a big change and evolution when we think about planning episodes these days versus initially. What about you, Mike?
I don't know if this was wrapped up in the question or the way that you asked it, Paul, but I think about Dickbag Fuckface Asshole was in office, had been in office 4 months when we started the show, and we got through his first term. And it definitely felt like that was a challenge. And then, of course, the pandemic was a challenge, and very much relied on sort of Gayish and the community that was around it to like have a sense of purpose that was like good at like not letting helplessness set in. Like one way to not feel helpless is to do something. And I think that like it very much helped with that feeling through all of those challenges. And then through the Biden administration, you know, things seemed like weirdly hopeful and normal. And I feel like so did the show, that we got into this like pretty standard, normal routine. And now we've been 7 months into the second term of Dickbag Fuckface Asshole, and it feels already like it's been 111 years that he's been in office. And I, unlike the first term, am not finding that energizing or invigorating. I'm not finding Gayish is giving me hope the way that it did the first time around. And that's a maybe a shitty or a depressing answer, but it's a real answer. Like I quit volunteering for my fraternity because that just wasn't doing it. Like I'm finding it difficult in this environment to find a reason to hope, to find purpose. Now, doing the live shows when we were on tour for the book, that like refilled my tank, and seeing you all on these calls is refilling my tank. But I'm having a really hard time keeping my tank full these days. And I don't know what to do about it, but it's true.
Yeah, with the reminder that it hasn't even been a year yet is like that sucks every time you remember it. And you're like, oh God, it's not even 4 times what we've already been through. It's more than that.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. John, gonna click the button here. Go for it.
Yes, I actually have 2 questions, and sorry, I'm on a busy street, so yeah, there's a fire truck.
No worries. Go for it.
Okay. My first question is, speaking of live shows, what has been your most memorable moment of a live show? And second is, for both of you, which city that you haven't done a live show before that you want to do for hopefully the next time there is a tour?
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Okay, so the first one first. All of the live shows that we've done, I think there's two things that hop into my brain, and in case they overlap with Kyle's, I'm just going to say one of them, and then I'll say the other one after I give him a chance to answer. But getting sainted by the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence at our show in San Francisco here in 2025 was pretty cool. And
That's shit you can't take back. You can't unsaint us. We've been sainted. We did it. It's done.
That's right. We did miracles and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the second part, I would love to do a show in Boston. That's a show that's a place that like we do consistently well when we have data that we haven't gone to yet, and Miami, mostly because I like foreskin. Kyle, what?
I was gonna say Miami too, but for a different, just because I haven't been to Miami, and that'd be a fun place to visit, especially as a gay adult. I really enjoyed Atlanta, and I think that was a couple reasons. That was both because I we did Coke, which I thought was like a funny and fun topic and really interesting to discuss. Like, I think it's always interesting talking about the drug use among LGBT populations, because it stands out so much, and especially learning about bisexual women standing out so much. Like, I think we just learned a lot through that episode and had a lot of fun conversations there. And I hooked up with a bunch of dudes while we were there.
Nice.
So that was really enjoyable. My sniffies and grinder worked out real well while we were there. So,
did you host or travel when we were there?
Travel.
Great, good work. There are a lot of tops in Atlanta. That's funny. Oh, my other one was those giant crochet dildos. When I forget which show we were even at, like I think it was Los Angeles in 2023. But Rudy like runs up to the stage with these giant crochet dildos. It was like amazing, and I still have those, and they will be featured prominently in the new studio when I finally calm down with my life and get a chance to put it together. Yeah,
nice. We got requests to return to Portland, which Portland was a great crowd. I think even better than Seattle. Like, for Seattle, people are like kind of flaky, and like a lot of maybes.
Yeah.
But Portland like shows up, especially like considering the size of both cities.
I think Seattle's dead to me, man.
Wow.
Like, I mean, whatever.
Suck it, Seattle.
Just like show up when you say you're going to do a thing, and don't say maybe, say no. That Jack Johnson song is totally right.
Okay, now I know that I said it at first, but now that you're saying it, I feel attacked. So
great.
I say maybe or nothing at all. I say it best when I say nothing at all, and that's what I do. Chris.
Hi, long-time listener, first-time happy hour. So I think one of the things that, like, a fun reoccurring joke is like future award-winning podcasts and things like that. But I wonder, for each of you, what's your desired amount of personal fame? I think there's probably a spectrum where you write a whole bunch of stuff and nobody reads it. And then there's a level of fame where it's like, guess what? You don't get to do anything. You don't get to do anything unless you clear it with somebody with a clipboard to keep the mobs away from you. So, like, where do you fit on that spectrum?
I would love I think we're like operating somewhere in the realm. Like, we're not too far away from my ideal level of, like, you know, every now and then someone will walk up and be like, I know who you are. My dad came to visit not too long ago, and while we were like waiting for the train, someone was like came up and was like, are you Kyle? And I was like, yeah. And I was like nervous about it because I was like, did we hook up and now's the wrong time for us to have this conversation? My dad's here, so this is not the right, you know, like I didn't know or am I in trouble or what happened? And he's like, oh, I listened to the podcast. And so like I got to look real cool in front of my dad. So I feel like I wish that the podcasts were bigger if I could, but not like so big that I couldn't like leave or I don't know that I wish that it could pay our incomes and we could do this. That would be cool. I think there's a level of like popularity that a podcast can have that not enough people know about it to make you that famous. And especially because it's a podcast, people don't know what your face looks like. So you can like, you can make money off of it, and people can be fans of it. And maybe people don't even know if they run into you on the street. So I do wish there were that level of success, but like, you know, there are sometimes I've fantasized in my, you know, everyone, I think, you know, I get an Oscar for screenwriting, and that's too much. That's too high of a level of people knowing who you are that I don't want from my life.
Wrapped up in there. So I agree with everything Kyle said. Actually, like, it would be great if we could make a little more money, and like have quit your job money in Gayish, and then we're not anywhere close to that. I'm not sure that we ever will. But one of the things that you said in there was like the idea of like being so famous that you need a person with a clipboard, like letting you go places, or you know, handling you, that kind of thing. And it makes me realize like we've in the context of our own like friendship sort of fantasized about like what would we do if we got super famous. And one of the conversations that comes up is like, well, what if somebody wanted to buy us out? What if some network wanted to buy us out and put us on the Max Fun network or whatever? What would we do? Would we do that? And it's been a long time since we've talked about that. Like, that was more like season 2 that we were, you know, thinking about it. But I think we both agreed that like we were always doing the show for us, and we were doing the show for our community, and that we wouldn't want to sell out. That was what? Don't make that face.
Did I say that? No, I would sell out in a second.
Okay,
I would be like, fine. Yes. Do you want to give me money to do this? Do you want to put us on your network? Sure. I don't know if I ever said what you're saying, or if my opinions have changed or something, but I would be down in a second.
That I wouldn't want anybody else to control the narrative of what was coming out of my face.
Control me, baby.
Yeah, that
Take control.
sense.
That's fine.
That checks out. That checks out. Okay. Troy, hi.
Hello. Mike, how do you feel about homeownership when that's potentially like out of touch for some friends or peers in today's economic climate? And specifically, how do you feel about talking about it around them?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great question. I think first, homeownership is cool. I think that it's like an adventure and part of the American dream, and like all of that stuff. And I am keenly aware at the just amount of privilege that I have, that's wrapped up in both my age and my chosen profession. So being a software developer and being in my now mid 40s, almost my late 40s, I came into my career at a time when it was possible for my now ex-wife and I to buy a condo in the Seattle market in 2005. And so I think about, okay, we were 25 when we did that, 24, 25 years old when we did that. There's no fucking way a 25-year-old can afford a condo in Seattle, or a couple like that are 25 years old can afford a condo in Seattle. So I'm very, very aware that like I got in just right before the door slammed shut for most people. And I do have like guilt about that sometimes. Not guilt, that's the wrong word. I'm sensitive to the fact that that's a position of privilege that not everyone in my life shares, because I tend to hang out with people who are younger than me. And yeah, I mean, one of the decision points for selling my condo and buying this house now out in West Seattle, instead of hanging on to it and being a landlord, is I definitely have some like feelings about being a landlord that I did not want. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I even answered the question, but like, it's definitely like, it's a thing.
You have a garden. You didn't even mention that. You love your garden.
Yeah, it's weird. I never thought that I would be a plant gay, but like, a boyfriend and I pickled some beets before I came down here to San Francisco on Sunday. And
Ew.
that's two things that you don't like in the same jar.
Yeah, work and beets.
Well, pickled things and beets, but yeah. I don't know, Kyle, you own your condo. What do you think?
I'm sorry, the question was not directed towards me. I didn't have to pay attention. I got to just drink my rosé and hang out. No, I'm really lucky that I bought my place when the economy was in the tank, and I had a great job. And the building specifically that I bought in was it went through this process where they sold units, then they did an auction to sell out like as much as they could. And then I bought my place after the auction was done and they had a few places still left. And they were like, boy, we got to get rid of these condos. Like they were ready to get rid of these. They were done skis. They wanted to be out of this building. And so that's when I bought. So I remember debating on this, and I ended up, closing on my condo the week I got laid off from my job. And I was like, this might be the worst decision I've ever made. And then I also got a dog, a couple months later. It was just like the weirdest. I was like, I may be an idiot and I don't know. But it ended up being the best decision ever that I bought at that time, because I certainly could not afford to buy these days. And so I feel very lucky at the decisions that I made, and my parents did a lot to help me with my education and put me in a place where I could do that. So I have a lot of privilege as well. Mike, I want to make it ask a lighthearted question.
Okay.
And that is oh shit, I lost it.
Yes, I will continue to make out with listeners.
That's a good question. How many, if you could estimate, how many listeners have you made out with?
Knowing that they were a listener before the making out part happened?
Give me both. Knowing before and then finding out after. I love this question. And this isn't even one anyone asked. You asked yourself this. You put yourself in this position.
Okay. I don't think I've made out with very many listeners that I didn't then also hook up with. So
if you kiss Mike, you'll probably fuck him.
Probably. Probably. It's been like about one a year seems to be my pace. It's for sure like eight or nine that I've like hooked up with.
Okay.
And I don't think it's much more than that I have made out with but not hooked up with. I can't think of any that I made out with and didn't hook up with.
Okay. That's good news for anyone. If you find yourself making out with Mike, just know you're in a great position to potentially get all the way.
And no, Troy, not a listener on year one, but 2 listeners in year 2. So I was making
so it averaged out. The question I was going to ask is from Brian. What are your favorite foods, cuisines, or dining habits?
Foods, cuisines, or dining habits.
I'll just go ahead and let you know mine because it's so easy. It's pizza. And boy, Domino's released a stuffed crust pizza, which has like been a game changer. I only buy stuffed crust frozen pizza now at the store. So I have like frozen pizza in my freezer. I order pizza maybe every couple weeks. If I ever host my D&D group, I always order pizza. So my go-to is I grew up every Sundays we would get pizza, and we would watch The Simpsons together. So it was like, I don't know. It was just like the family time that we hung out. And that's when I would get my one soda a week, was on Sundays. So there's just some special memories attached to pizza that I think stuck with me growing up.
We need to talk about this one soda a week thing. Do you know how bananas that is?
That's kind of why I mentioned it, because I know it's maybe atypical, is that bananas?
I mean,
isn't that weird?
I just think, okay. I think that if you are anti anything enough, that one a week needs to be the place that you like keep it tapped down to. Why not just zero? Why not just zero sodas because they are bad? It's just one a week just seems like weird and draconian. I don't get it.
I don't know. I think the same thing about abortions. One a week. No more.
Great.
It's too many. I don't know. It's I think that's like all or nothing thinking that I think is a fallacy. I think some is okay, and drawing some kind of line is helpful. I don't know. I clearly grew up with it, so it seems normal to me. But anyway, but what about you?
There's some part of me that the older I get, the more I want to eat like a 5-year-old. I love chicken strips. I love nachos. I'm like a nacho connoisseur. Like I know all of the places in Seattle that are like crushing the nacho game.
Mm-hmm. Dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Chicken nugs. Chicken strips, not chicken nugs, but chicken nugs. Fine. But like I get it. I respect the chicken nug game. Let's see. For something fancy, I'm on a short ribs kick lately. I'm not sure why. And I do like food adventures. I travel a fuck ton for work, which I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing about. But like I try to eat adventurously in all of these places that I go, sometimes to my chagrin. But yeah.
How should we do more questions, or should we take a break and do our Patreon segment?
Let's throw it to Stuart for one last question before we take a break.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Stuart Brotherhood, one of our favorite Canadians.
I'm going to be nice to you guys this time instead of my list of 10 that I normally do. And it's just going to be in 450 episodes, what's been your standout episode? And then the last 50, what's been your standout episode of like, this was the most fun to do, research, or be a part of?
Well, let's see. Standout episode. I just really like the weddings episode. Still pops out as like just so memorable because the format is so different. And the gay white privilege episode for the same reason. I think that early on in planning the podcast and getting it started, I was militant about like we have to have a format and we have to follow it because people like to feel comfortable. They like to know what to expect, and that like creates comfort, and comfort makes sort of loyalty happen. Like I really believe in all of that. And so then that makes it so that the episodes that don't follow that very strict pattern stick out more. And that's what makes weddings and gay white privilege stick out. And How Are You? That episode from the pandemic also sticks out. And now I have to look at what we've done the last 50 episodes so I can answer the second question. So Kyle, you go first for the first part.
For the well, I will say for the most recent 50 episodes, I think Sniffies is one that is like both one of our most downloaded of recent memory. Like if you look back at our last 50, Sniffies is one of the most downloaded. And I think that was, if you talk about what's been fun to research, I've been researching Sniffies for years. So I've been preparing for that one for quite some time. And little did I know. That's been fun. That was a fun one to talk about because it was just, I felt like very topical because it's such a newer thing. So not everyone knew about it. And, I felt like the expert on it. So that felt cool. And then of course, like I keep mentioning it, but like the meth episode was one that like was one of my outstanding insecurities and things that I was holding back on talking about. So the fact that we finally did that, especially coinciding with the release of the book where I talked about it in there, that stood out as, I thought I was going to cry on the meth episode and I didn't. So like that was surprising that I didn't get to a place where I just thought that was going to go a different direction. It was more informational and factual that we talked about it, but that jumps out to me as a recent episode.
I thought the Bush episode was fun. That was live in DC. I was excited about the tour, and also like it just I've been a fan lately of like episode topics that could go any of multiple directions. And that was, I think, the first in that series, at least of late. Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think we should take a break and do more questions for Patreon because we've been recording for a little bit and we don't need this episode to be a 2-hour episode.
Great. We're going to answer more questions for the Patreon segment, so stay tuned for that. Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break.
I said it like a question because that's the.
You legit were asking me. You were like, wait, literally, should we take a break? Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest, but first, hey, listen to the next 450 episodes, everybody. No, I was first vote for us. If the podcast awards slate is out and we are on it, so if you are one of the people that they randomly select to actually vote on the shit, please vote for us. Like, check your junk mail, make sure that they didn't have like a ballot sitting in there that you didn't know you were getting.
Yeah. And I legitimately like want to thank people for listening to us. It's sometimes still wild that we do this show and people like it and listen to it. And we appreciate anyone who listens and joins us week in and week out. It means a lot. And yeah, I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on social media at Gayish Podcast.
Our hotline, where you can send us text messages or leave us your voicemails, is 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
And our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109. Which I live in 98106 now, and so don't make it there as often as I would like to. So sorry if something's dead.
Don't send us things that have a lifespan on them.
Although that listener sent a corpse penis plant bulb, and it is going crazy. It is like it's like 4 feet off. Like, it's giant. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah,
but they also let us know in advance that was coming in the mail. So they were like, hey, check your mail. Yep. So we appreciate that.
And yes, Derek has a key, Jacob Rossitato. That's like, he makes himself useful.
Yeah. He earns his living through working a real full-time job and then does this for fun, I think. Do you want to do our Gayest and Straightest?
Sure. Let's do our Gayest and Straightest. I will go first.
Okay.
The straightest thing about me this week, I don't know why this is straight, because it just is, but canning things felt very hetero. Like pickling those beets felt like that's not a thing that gay people do. I don't know.
We have straight friends that garden and like can shit, like, and so I think it might just be that our like the people in close proximity to us that do this are straight people.
Yeah. It's just very like Little House on the Prairie, and there's no gay people in there. And then the gayest thing about me this week was comparing notes about the garden and the vegetables that I've been growing. And there's a listener who wanted to show me is girthy, well over 10 inches cucumber.
I love a thick cucumber.
He had it like in his hand in that way that like showed that like it was the size of his forearm, like you would if you encountered a dick that big. So
you slap a condom on that shit and you can barely tell the difference.
Well, okay, that says something about you.
What?
I think. Anyway.
Huh?
Okay.
What?
How about you, Kyle?
How about me? My gayest is my lube just lives on the headboard of my bed. It just forever. It just stays out. I live alone. The only people I have over are people that need the lube for goings on. And so it just lives there.
We could mount one of those pump dispensers on your headboard just for like convenience sake.
I would love that.
Okay.
I need your help. I need a power screw.
Great. Christmas is coming.
Whom among us doesn't, though? And my straightest is I had a dream that The Office, the TV show The Office, existed in the same universe as the Marvel universe. And that was like two straight franchises combining in my brain for some reason. I don't understand why. It's like, I think The Office is fine and I don't particularly care about the Marvel universe. So the fact that like they both appeared in a dream were very weird to me.
Yeah, that is a combo.
Yeah. Huh. I don't get it. We're going to do some listeners, Gayest and Straightest. We have our Patreon members here. Ma Johnson, you said you wanted to give us your Gayest and Straightest. Why don't you go for it?
Well, I don't know if it's which is which. So gayest or straightest, or just a flat straight ass question.
Sure.
My straightest is wondering about Peyronie's disease.
Oh.
My gayest is wondering if you have anything that you deal with regarding Peyronie's disease. It's in the ads. May or may not have recently had a question about that. And how gay, straight is it? Or is it not? Or is it, what is it?
I mean, you can have dick problems regardless of your sexuality, orientation, gender presentation. Like so, if you have a dick, it can have a kink in it. That's for sure.
And you can be a dick and have a kink.
You can have a kink for dicks, both kinds.
So, Rain,
Yes.
what about you?
So my straightest is following around the electrician and helping him out this morning and getting ready to sell my house. And my gayest is moving to Chile in about 13 days to marry my fiance, the most beautiful man I've ever met.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
so exciting.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh. Well, if your gayest isn't as gay as getting married to a gay man,
Right?
then sorry to put that pressure on you, Stephen.
Yeah, there's no way I can come close to that.
Okay. What's yours?
Then I took my best friend my best gay friend for the past 30 years out to dinner, and we talked about men, and we actually did talk about the Strange New Worlds men, Spock and Pike, and now Scotty, the new Scotty. We did talk about that. That was gay. The straightest part was we actually went and had roast beef with potatoes and beer.
Classic.
Ourselves. So I guess that says we're both tops. But yeah, so that was today, and thank you. But no, it's nowhere near as gay as going in to another country and getting married to your sweetheart.
I love getting together with other people and talking about hot dudes. That's just one of those fun gay privileges that it's like you didn't used to be able to do this when you were in the closet, and it's fun to like be able to do that as an adult.
Stuart.
So my guess is, while listening to this, I've been packing for a gay houseboating trip, and I can't find my favorite jockstrap.
Oh,
I think I left it somewhere that isn't my house.
We were both so concerned for you.
that's rough. Whose home is it at? What hookup do you have to contact to find it again?
Let's not use names because I know they're a listener.
Oh,
we talked about it a few weeks ago. They have, yeah. And then straightest is, I got asked by a friend to be like, hey, can you play straight for a little bit? So I proceeded to talk about Scarlett Johansson and like, oh, how hot she is.
Oh, yeah.
And I was the shamed gay friend who was like, oh, I don't want them to know you're gay. So I butched it up.
Scarlett Johansson is a good lie.
Yeah. Jessica Alba used to be mine when I had to pretend to be straight back in the day.
Yeah.
If I was going to be straight, it would be for Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally. Gloves for James.
All right. My gayest was I just got back from Kink Down South weekend. Big shout out to those guys in Atlanta this weekend. And that was where I picked up my first flogger and learned that these strandy things that you hit with are called falls. My straightest is the falls on my flogger. They're very straight. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, it was a good time.
Love that. That's wonderful.
Love a good flog.
Love a good whom among us doesn't love a good flog. I think that's it, right?
John Wong.
Oh, John Wong. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, the hand is the wall, same color. Anyways, my gayest is, as I've mentioned in the Zoom chat, I had a hookup today. Kyle, no, it wasn't a lunch work hookup like last time when I mentioned it was an after work hookup, but it was lovely nonetheless. My straightest, though, is that tomorrow morning I am flying to California for my straight cousin's wedding, which is lovely. I will love to celebrate them. But what's even worse is that one of their pre-wedding events is a morning at like 7 o'clock in the morning 5K run.
Oh.
Ooh.
I am not going to actually participate in the run, but apparently my other cousin, who is his sister, all like ordered a whole bunch of like fun t-shirts with like graphics from my cousin's pictures from my cousin's childhood to like cheer them on. So I will be at the finish line at 7:30 or 7:45 in the morning to cheer them on.
That's very sweet of you to even have that level of commitment. A 7:30 commitment is I don't do that.
I don't like to run. I don't like to watch other people run. You are a saint.
Yeah. Your running doesn't interest me, and it's none of my business, and I shouldn't be there to have to see it.
Well, thank you, everybody who shared your gayest and straightest with us. Thank you for being here on the live stream. Thank you for all of your questions that we answered or didn't answer. We just got through as many as we could. Again, 450 more, Kyle. You got it in you.
Oh boy, I'm tired. It's like running a 5K. It's exhausting. Thank you to you, Mike, for being an amazing podcast co-host. I appreciate you.
Well, thanks. You're welcome. Thank you, Kyle.
Oh,
what an
you shouldn't.
adventure.
Okay. I also want to thank our super gap bridgers. Thank you to Locomotive, Simon Srirachi, Kaylee Adams, Kit Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squoggle, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crowley, Stephen Porch, Yost Osel, Jonathan Montanius, Forrest Nail, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Covington, Thomas B. A. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorians, Jerome York, and Cian and Javi. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money. That's it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Cacciatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you.
See you next week.
Shut your mouth. Wah, wah.
Good work, Kyle.